Euro 2024 Matchday predictions of Rounder 3, Copa America versus the Euros lineups. Bradson, are you ready for this podcast? Episode 162.
I'm about as ready as I'm gonna be. I'm coming to you live from northern New York. A family birthday outing, so there's a little rustic look behind me, but that has not stopped me from watching the Euros,
Good stuff.
from watching the Copa America. We are ready to go. So where do you want to dive into first,
We
Alex?
must dive in first with our updated who do we think is going to win Euro 2024 with what we've seen from their performances. Whoa, Bretson, I want to hear you first on this one. And the people at home, feel free to comment down below and like this video for more Euro content just like this. Yes, Bretson, how are you feeling? Who's the team that has impressed you the most in Euro 2024?
Well, two match days in, I think we can't go any further right now than the delight it has been watching Spain play. Nico Williams has cemented himself as the potential get of the offseason with that potential 55 million euro release clause. But you watch Lamine Yamal, you watch Nico Williams, you get excited, and then you get even more excited if maybe one day they can somehow finagle things financially to get him at Barcelona too. But beyond that, you've got all the makings of this kind of sleeping new giant in Spain, because behind that you have a very good spine in Rodri. And it has just been a lot of fun to watch. And I think there is a difference right now between two match days in, who are the favorites, right? And who will be the winner in the end, because this is a marathon. It is not a sprint.
I don't know.
But Spain is I know. But Spain is the first team that has really obviously caught not just my eye, but a whole lot of people's eyes out there. And I mean, what's your favorite part of Spain right now? It's the attack.
Completely. And the fullbacks too, I gotta give an honorable mention. Marco Cucurella is looking like the best left back in Euro 2024, and Danny Carvajal.
Isn't that funny?
6 starts in the Champions League for a reason. I gotta say, I'm Portuguese, but I admit it, they're the best fullback duo until now in the competition. I gotta start by saying that and it's good that Luis de la Fuente stated this. Luis de la Fuente stated, "No one is better than us." And I agree with what I've seen until now with this statement. It's undeniable. Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams is the most enjoyable duo, exciting duo in the competition until now. Rodri is a man that is not used to losing, and he comes with this mindset with a Pedri next to him, with a Fabian Ruiz that is honestly looking like a stud top player. I'm not going to say world class because Pedri gets that statement next to Rodri for me. And yes, I see the consistency as something also very, very good from this team of Spain that knows the identity of Luis de la Fuente, and that's why I think it makes sense for us as FC Wonderkid, and since we're admirers of good football, that we state them first in this video. So I hope that people agree with us.
There are others.
We're already, because of this competition, the Euros, with Lamine Yamal, with Spain, we're more excited to see Mbappe Real Madrid against Lamine Yamal. It's going to be phenomenal next season. Hope we can go to Spain and watch one of those matches, okay, Bernabeu? It will be, I think, historic. Hendrik too.
That would be absolutely ridiculous. But there is a little bit of a chasm between the two, in my opinion, because you look at the collection of talent at Real Madrid, and you look at who Barcelona will be leaning on next season, barring some miracle, some injection of 200, 300, 400 million euros that allows them to go on a buying spree. I mean, it is going to be essentially Lamine Yamal against the world. Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Gavi against the Titans that are Real Madrid, which is a perfect type of, you don't want to call it David and Goliath because it's not that. But it is it is a really interesting chasm between the two. That's different. That's different than in years past. Obviously, in years past, it was Messi, Neymar, Suarez versus the Galacticos of Real Madrid.
No.
This is different feels, but it doesn't matter. They're both in Spain, and a lot of what comes from that Spanish national or in this Spanish national team that has impressed us so far at the Euros, obviously, is that Barca core that has shown that they are up for the task.
Well stated, Breton, because we see Lamine Yamal, Pedri, and we all know that Kubarzi's also there. Balde's also there. Gavi's also there. Hector Fort is also there. So many talents. Obviously, Nico Williams just joined, and I think he likes that idea too. But I'm not gonna. I don't know how he thinks. I don't know how he thinks, but I think he'd like to go to Barca. Honestly, and
I think you might be right.
The other team, we say Spain. Looks like the biggest contender until now to win the competition. Next to them, I'll state Germany too. Germany looks like a group that wants to win this in home soil. Break that curse, okay? Go bold. It's possible with the group of players convincing Kroos to play his last matches ever as a professional footballer in home soil with a team that can honestly win this competition. Wirtz, Musiala. I think Kroos and Wirtz is passing the torch type moments. It can be that moment. We all see it. Wirtz, just like Rodri, doesn't like losing and also just lost once this season. Genius. So, do you agree? Germany?
I do. I mean, that first game was absolutely amazing to watch. That was as if they were coming out of their shell even further. And you're right. With the type of veteran leadership that they have in there, this isn't kind of a one game type of situation. This is obviously a team that is built to go pretty far in this tournament, especially based right now on how those heavy favorites that we obviously have talked a whole lot about previous to the competition starting, especially when you look at how they currently look. Some of them look sluggish, and we will not name who because we'll probably name it in a second. But ultimately, this is the type of a tournament where while there might be differences in the depth, there might be differences in the positional rotation and tactics and whatever's employed. Ultimately, it comes down to who are the 11 on the pitch. And Germany right now is one world-class striker away from obviously, knocking this wide open. I would start full crew.
18 games?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good. And Bayern, you would start full crew, as you were saying?
I would start full crew. At least give them the audition in the third round of games now that you're already through. But it is fitting, Alex, right? Host nation, first one to book its ticket into the knockout rounds because this is that tournament. 16 of 24 get through. You just need to make sure you're not one of the final 8. It almost doesn't matter who you play in the next round. It just survive, advance, and then put your best 11 or put your best, all hell is loose type tactics on the pitch because every one of those round of 16 games is going to be an absolute stunner, in my opinion. And if we're basing it off of, what we've seen so far, the action from the minnows, right, the smaller teams in this tournament, has almost rivaled some of the big heavy hitter games, right? We've seen the Turkey game was absolutely unbelievable. And then we got a nice fun game, Mbappe-less between France and Netherlands. I mean, there has not been too much of a snooze fest unless you take that England game with a grain of salt. Yeah.
The first 0-0 of Euro 2024, no one would expect would be the France-Netherlands. And guess what? It happened with Xavi Simons on the pitch. No Mbappe, true, but Griezmann, Thuram, Dembele, so many big names. Okay, I was expecting at least a goal personally on my end. Makes me think, Olise in future competitions in Euros and World Cups, playing at Bayern. I think he'll be playing in this French national team with the lack of creativity without an Mbappe. We saw in that game. And efficiency, Dembele or Olise. Right now, maybe I pick Olise. Maybe I pick
Well,
Olise. It's a bold debate.
That is a bold debate. We probably need to also double check that he doesn't have any German heritage. Because who knows if France isn't gonna call him up.
True.
No,
True.
I'm kidding there.
No,
But with
I
him
think
on his way to
France.
Bayern, man, what a
True.
statement!
And
What an
and
absolute statement get.
And
But
my
yeah.
last thing on Germany would be that makes me think that obviously puts Spain and Germany the favorites until now from what we've seen in the competition. Nagelsmann is a big factor for also just that. Nagelsmann, Julian Nagelsmann, in my opinion, is the best manager in this competition. I know Spalletti did history with Napoli, but still, I believe that Nagelsmann in future roles very soon will be in a top European giant. And also we can see the refreshing side of Wirtz, Musiala with a striker in front of them, and Kroos being convinced. He's convinced by class and good strategy, good football, and Nagelsmann brings just that. Kimmich also accepting the role as a right back. So he needs to be explained the right way. So I don't.
Right. If Kimmich hit stride, obviously he had that goal line clearance that was very important for them, but he also looked very shaky, which is unlike watching Joshua Kimmich really in his prime. That move back to right back again, it kind of threw him for a loop, I suppose. But Ilkay Gundogan again. I mean, that's what we're saying. We might be talking about Musiala a lot. We might be talking about Wirtz. But you have the veteran core leadership here that they can really make a run. They really can upheave, whatever you want to call it, the top three that we all expect to still go very far in this competition. And that very clearly is France, Portugal, and England still. And that's what we want to say is we have to take all this with a grain of salt, right? Because while Germany looks great, while Spain looks great, I think we're going to mention the Netherlands as well. But while they all look great, ultimately the knockout rounds are all that matter. And if England fires on all cylinders in their final 2-3 games, they obviously have more than enough talent on the pitch. The issue is, and I think you hit on it really well, Alex, is Nagelsmann enough of a tactical mastermind to really throw a Gareth Southgate for a loop, who very clearly is throwing some weird things out there into the ether.
But still on France, we mentioned obviously. I don't want to state that Germany and Spain are my picks still to win Euro 2024. I like to hope Portugal is still in my state of mind. The team I believe will win the Euros. I gotta believe that will be the case because we've got the talent. Last dance of Cristiano Ronaldo. Nunes will look like a stud, I'm sure. And we've got obviously the players, the options to win the competition. But France,
center back, center back,
No, he's not going to play at center back. The best player in the Portugal national team to play at left center back, no doubt, is Gonçalo Inácio. That's why, if you don't know about Gonçalo Inácio, you'll know really soon. He's going to a top team after Sporting. He could stay at Sporting, and it would make sense. Champions League football with Ruben Amorim, an historical manager for Sporting, winning the league 2 times in 4 years. So, quick mention. But France, Kante returns to the national team. First 2 matches since 2022. And the first 2 matches, he's the man of the match. I know France have 0 goal scorers in the competition. And they're going to go through. We can see just that, okay? A bit of a warning sign, okay? But they still got to win with the Mbappe genius move. Masked Mbappe that I expect to see in the 4th match 100%. But who knows? Maybe in the 3rd matchup, and that will be very, very interesting. France has to be this team that I have to state in this video too. And Italy. Do you put Italy as a team that you believe in your state of mind, Bretson, could win the Euros? Or do you don't believe that will be the case?
Well, you know, they need to find their way through the group. But defense does win this tournament. Defense absolutely does win this tournament. And if they, obviously, Calafiori, who we have given all of his deserved plaudits, was responsible for the own goal in the last. But I honestly believe, Italy could throw people for a loop. The issue there is the offense. I know Chiesa is maybe coming back into form, rounding back into form, but if they get out of this kind of battering ram of a group, Italy absolutely can do something within this tournament. I like Netherlands. I like the Dutch's prospects more so than I like Italy because I like their defense. And I think Frimpong is starting to get comfortable. Xavi Simons, as we saw with that disallowed goal that people might be on the fence about.
Yeah.
So I would put my two. You've got the Germans, you've got the Spanish, and then right behind them I would put the Dutch and very likely the Italians. And you know what? For good measure, I would throw in there. And I'm gonna say it: the tactical kind of sub-genius of Ralph Rangnick, Christoph Baumgartner. The Nicholas Bentner feels of Marko Arnautovic up top in terms of how he's always incredibly very confident in himself. You've got Patrick Wimmer coming off the bench. I mean, I like what Austria brings to go to the semifinals, potentially, if they can get it right. It just depends on who's going to be in their way. But that's my tiered system there in terms of new favorites.
Oh, Portugal has to be top 3 still, Breton. We're going to show up.
Yes.
We're going to show up. And you're going to show up here in Portugal too. And those videos are going to be real soon here on the channel. So you might as well stay and subscribe on YouTube and like this video for more content just like this. And I hope you stated who's the favorite until now, in your opinion, from what you've seen. And now, second, you stated, you hinted it, Breton, England are disappointing. Why? It's clear as day in everyone's point of view. At least they've thought about it. It's Gareth Southgate. Gareth Southgate is the main reason we all believe England is going to disappoint in this competition. And I see people that are blaming Phil Foden. People are blaming Harry Kane. I do, to a degree, understand that. Phil Foden should show more. Harry Kane should show more. But the tactical awareness of the manager is not a positive in this team. And why isn't Kobe Mainoo played a game still? Why has Cole Palmer 0 minutes? Zero minutes in the Euros. We should see more of Cole Palmer. Kobe Mainoo is what you needed. Not after the game stating Calvin Phillips is in his state of mind of Gareth Southgate. Justifying the draw is mad, in my opinion, when you have Mainoo, when you have Wharton, and when you can have Jude playing next to Royce. That is no justification to a player that played 0 starts in the World Cup 2 years ago. It's mad.
Yes.
Mad.
Yes, and yes. I mean, yes to all of the above. You bring this new energy, you bring this injection of energy, and you don't use it. And I know he hooked the whole entire offense, right? He hooked Kane, Saka, Foden with 20 minutes to go, and they still didn't really, generate a lick when it comes to it. And I think the biggest frustration is you have to remember you're probably in one of the most highly scrutinized countries on the planet when it comes to football. And they are always going to be punching bags, just like they were back in the day, and just like they are now. But the stable of talent, right? The amount of talent, the depth of talent, the amount of excitement around some of these players, it feels almost wasteful to be used in what feels very robotic and delivered by Gareth Southgate. And he's been in charge since 2016. He came up with the U21s after a failed stint at Middlesbrough, and he's gone through this system. He's watched some of these guys grow up, and ultimately, you should not be trying to fit, round pegs into square holes. You should be building the team around what you've got and what your strengths are, while, yes, having kind of a tactical center, right, or a strategic center that you can all kind of home around. I think he's set up a Phil Foden to fail. I really do. I don't think this is a
Trippier behind him.
Or not fail, but underwhelm. So in there, like Cole Palmer sitting on the bench after as many goal involvements this season, after kind of the bravado that he brings, right? Just putting him on the pitch because you need an injection of energy makes the most sense. You push Bellingham back to the 8, and you have Palmer in the 10, and I think you've got your problem solved before you even look at one of the teenagers who I think are also, like you mentioned, more than capable to do this. I think Southgate is overthinking. he's almost like got like a half a foot out the door in some of the comments he's made and some of the ammunition that he's given the media. And a lot of that just has to do with, you mentioned Calvin Phillips. When you're in the throes of Euro 2024,
completely.
How?
Completely.
How?
Completely. A player that Guardiola didn't trust. A player that... I mentioned it did to an extent. I agree with that. And yes, a lot of good points you mentioned just there. Like this video and comment down below if you agree with anything that we just said. Who would you start in this position? Would it be Trent? Would it be Kobe Maino? Would it even be Calvin Phillips? I'm joking. That cannot be an option or even a thought. Calvin Phillips in Gareth Southgate's mind looks like it's Sergio Busquets, okay? Like it looks like the potion of eternity for this man to play good football with this English national team, which shouldn't be the case. And this is why it shouldn't be the case. England have a squad full of world-class season players, okay? This season they were amazing. Cole Palmer, Foden, Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, Declan Rice. This list is of a player that made the difference definitely this season, and they're not playing the best way. That says it all, okay? Bellingham is the one that can show the most. Maybe it's because he's the player that has that eagerness to win the most of all these players in my point of view, but still, it shouldn't be an individual quality that shows the best. It has to be the style of play and the football that you can play with this team. So, Breton, I have here some, because we're pointing fingers. We're saying Gareth Southgate, which is obvious, should not be the manager of England in the World Cup. I believe that. Foden, I think, will agree with me. I don't want to say that. But so I believe Gareth Southgate will not be the manager of England in the World Cup and is the best for England. I have other options. Graham Potter, I think, is a better option than Gareth Southgate for England in the next World Cup. I think it's a bit ambitious, bold, but that's what they need.
It is.
Kobe Maino, I think, would play more. Cole Palmer, I think, would play more. Phil Foden to his strengths. Harry Kane, which is some people stating he's not the striker for the World Cup. That is mad. Mad if you see Harry Kane with what he can do at club level. So just wanted to say those things. And yes, very interesting. Who will replace him?
It is very interesting. And I think you're right. You're right up there with where I think they would go. I think they realize that flash or pizzazz or is not real pomp and circumstance. It's not really something that they would want. So anyone out there that is looking at like a Jurgen Klopp or even a Mauricio Pochettino or a Thomas Tuchel, both of who are, actually all three of those are available. I just feel like that's unrealistic. This is one of the most highly scrutinized posts on the planet. I actually do. I mean, a lot of Capello happened. It didn't go very well, right? Sven-Goran Eriksson was, I think, one of the first ones in there too. I'm not saying that one of them couldn't. I think Thomas Tuchel's probably the best out of those four in terms of primed for the type of an English setup, what we've got here. But I think you're hitting the nail on the head by saying Graham Potter. I would also throw out there, I think he's actually like the bookies' favorites right now, but an Eddie Howe, right? Eddie Howe who's grown up in this long term. He's still got the backing of Newcastle, but he has shown that he can do it in two separate ways. He can do it with the bootstrap type of pull yourself up, with a little bit of investment, but small club built to Premier League level, that's Bournemouth. True. Right? And then he also has been doing it with Newcastle, where there's a whole lot more scrutiny, not just from him, but also from foreign owners and from the English media. And he's still relatively young that he can grow through the system with them. I feel like Eddie Howe has similar similarities to Gareth Southgate, where they're man managers as well, right? They're pretty good at building a rapport. Notice how nobody's badmouthed Gareth Southgate once from inside the camp, right?
Well,
that
Ben
I know
White
of.
should have.
I could be wrong.
Ben White?
Ben White, that's true. There is that type of weird, fractious relationship. But Eddie Howe would be my personal selection based on, do you go, if you stay English, which I think is something that they'd like to do.
I don't think that'll be the case. I don't think that'll be the case, Breton. I don't think the FA will stay English with the new English manager after Gareth Southgate. Why? Well, I don't think this is the reason, but let's be honest, people. England has never won the Euros. No English manager has ever won the Premier League. Why are we acting like England has the same football culture that as Spain, then a France, then Portugal, okay, in terms of winning? So Portugal, I've seen win a Euros. I've seen Ronaldo, the greatest player for many people, play football. Like I in my lifetime I've seen it, and many people didn't see Bobby Moore. They didn't see England win the World Cup, and they still have this opinion that they're favorites, must favorites, with not the best manager. When you see Nagelsmann with Germany has quality managers. Luis de la Fuente too for Spain. Top manager. And yes, we're coached by Roberto Martinez that, look, who knows? He might go bold for us. But England, there's just too much confidence in my point of view to a team that I think has the individual quality for that. But we haven't seen that football that we're like, wow. And the manager that can make that happen, Bretson. I agree. Eddie Howe is a better option even than Graham Potter. If Eddie Howe is available, I think that's a really good choice for the next England manager. But the obvious dream, dream, and the dream for England manager, and he would be the most well-paid manager in Europe if that happened. The FA would have to pay big. I don't know how they'd get this money, but it's a bold statement. Pep Guardiola, because Pep Guardiola will not manage Jude Bellingham for a club level, okay? We know Jude Bellingham ain't leaving Real Madrid whatsoever. Foden looks really needing of a Pep Guardiola there. Everyone. I would be so bold, mate. I don't think that will happen.
If you have,
I'm stating.
Right, if you have the critique of Manchester City players not playing well outside of the Manchester City Pep Guardiola system, then you might as well throw the dang, bank at him and try and bring Pep Guardiola in to build the system from a national team level. But I got to tell you, I feel like Pep would just be bored with international,
I'm joking.
Managerial.
It's the dream.
I know. But I do want to just kind of really quickly go back because a lot of what this is not the only thing that makes me annoyed, but it is the largest thing that makes me annoyed when I'm watching England. And it's that there's a lack of a freedom of expression. Because I feel like this generation, or even from when Southgate started 8 years ago, I feel like this team is more technical. There's flair. A lot of these guys are doing things in foreign lands, right? I mean, they're doing things in different leagues, like Jude Bellingham, right? Building rapport with Brazilians. And there needs to be like this freedom of expression that is not being accommodated at all within this particular system. So now that I've said Eddie Howe, if it's an Englishman, I see Eddie Howe being the leader. But maybe you're right. Maybe they do need that shot in the arm of somebody, whether it's foreign or whatever, but somebody that will give them that freedom of expression. Maybe it is Mauricio Pochettino. I don't know.
This is just a thought. Gareth Southgate is the man that picked Jared Bowen ahead of Sancho to play in the Euros in Germany. I'm not saying Bowen had a bad season. I'm just stating, playing in Germany, Saka leaves the pitch. Who do you prefer, Sancho or Jared Bowen? My answer is clear.
Sancho.
It's Sancho. Yeah. It's Sancho. Yeah. So preparing for cup competition, we have Chico Conceição, which I think has a major talent, but Sancho has major talent and confirmation in the world of football. It's so obvious, and Braithwaite too would be a player left-footed that would add so much value to this team, and we do not see him there. Okay,
because there's the intangibles. Yeah, you're right. Jared Braithwaite has this intangible to him that just I feel like would be dialed up in a tournament like this. Would he make mistakes? Absolutely. But Jared Bowen is the practical selection based on his season. I get it. But you're right. Jadon Sancho also has that intangible, just like Chico Conceição, in terms of you don't know what he's going to do most of the time. And you need players like that. Right now, Saka is playing robotic. Even Foden feels robotic in this system. Everything feels robotic. So it's something you need that je ne sais quoi, right? You need that uncertainty. And that's, But we have to remember where they came from, right? They came from, what were their names? Sam Allardyce and Roy Hodgson, okay? And then it was Gareth Southgate. And they promoted Gareth Southgate from within. It's been 8 years. It's been a World Cup semifinal. And it has been a Euro final. And yes, they have fallen short both times, but there has been this steady build that makes you think that
They have the
if
best league in
something
the world.
changes,
They have the best
I
league in
know,
the
if something
world.
changes, they
No.
still can win this thing, which is crazy. But
Ah.
it doesn't feel likely anymore.
They get Spain, they get Germany. I don't believe England wins. But do you believe that will be the case? Do you agree with our statements? If so, like this video. It's a huge help for our channel. And comment down below if you disagree. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section. And now, this is a challenge we did for us and for you guys too if you clicked on this video. Copa America versus Euro 2024 lineups. Who do we believe has a stronger lineup if they faced each other? It's a game, it's a debate we'll have with many positions, and also it's just stating opinions, and it's just to have fun. So like this video for more content like this and other suggestions. Tell us down below your thoughts. So Breton, starting with the Copa America lineup, who do you believe would be the goalkeeper in the defense of this? The defense of the Copa America.
Yeah, okay. Goalkeeper and defense. I'm gonna go with Emiliano Martinez, defending World Cup champion. Argentina looked relatively okay against Canada. But then my defense back across the line, there's a dearth. There's not much in terms of depth when it comes to the fullbacks in this tournament. So I'm going to go left back, Alphonso Davies, Canada, the Capitan. Center back pairing for me is going to be Cuti Romero, and it's going to be Ronaldo Araujo with Uruguay, and I know you have him positioned elsewhere. My right back, because I wanted to fit a Colombian in this, is going to be another Crystal Palace man, Daniel Munoz. If you're just starting to watch the tournament, you don't know his name, you'll know his name by the end of the tournament. Okay? Hopefully not in a bad light, but that's my defense.
That's bold, mate. And I want to state before I say my defense has only one it has the CONCACAF player in my lineup. Do you know who it is? Comment if you know, okay, people. But yes, best goalkeeper I think in Copa America will be Emi Martinez, my goalkeeper. I agree with you, Bretson. Alphonso Davies, left back. Eder Militão with Cuti Romero. Defensive stability, those two are aggressive. Positioning also really good. And Eder Militão playing 90 minutes for Brazil. That's also good to watch. So I'm going to put him. So Emi Martinez, Alphonso Davies, only CONCACAF player on my team. Militão, Cuti Romero, and right back, a player I have to adapt. And he's got to be in this conversation. Ronald Araújo. Uruguay, if they win the competition, Ronald Araújo is going bold. So this is the best defense for Copa America in my point of view. But Munoz?
Quick shout out. Jedi Robinson will have a good tournament for USA. I mean, he's following that form this season as one of the better left backs. I got to beat this drum, man. I think Jedi Robinson is going to have himself a solid Copa America. But on to the midfield, sir.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So the best midfield in Copa America, in our opinion, to go against the Euros video on YouTube. I have Valverde in my midfield. I have Bruno Guimarães or Moises Caicedo. I think Caicedo is going to be amazing for Ecuador if they go far in the competition, but I'll go Bruno Guimarães. Bora lá, Brazil. Mostrem. This is the right choice. And Cam, there's only one name I can say. The favorite to be the player of the tournament, Lionel Messi. So, yes. Bruno Guimarães or Caicedo.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. So, are we seeing the future? 5 years' time? Who knows?
We are seeing. I know. That's a whole nother segment is best wonder kids between the two tournaments. But, I don't really have an issue with your midfield. I think I agree with your entire midfield here. I'm going to put... You know what? I have Ecuador going far in my predictions. So, largest portion of that, the youthful revolution of Ecuador right now, they're all coming into their own. They're going to get better. They're going to grow through the tournament. I will swap out Moises Caicedo for Bruno Guimarães. So, Moises Caicedo, Federico Valverde, and then, I'm with you in this one with the Cam. It's got to be Leo Messi. And that goal or that assist on the second goal versus Canada. I know everyone's talking about his finishing and whatnot. Come on, man. He's going to be doing this all tournament.
Exactly. That assist is Lionel Messi is the first player to have an assist in 7 consecutive Copa America editions. Amazing player, Lionel Messi. Look, it's great to see him happy and
It is.
leading a team in a competition for his national team. It's beautiful, yes. But I prefer my guy. But yes, Messi. But the front three. Now, the best attack of the Copa America, the three, I put left wing. Mandatory. Vini, come on, show your Ballon d'Or and win with Brazil. So Vini Junior is the left winger. Striker, it's a debate between Lautaro, Alvarez, Darwin. I'll go with Julian Alvarez. I hope Julian Alvarez goes to Barca in the future. It's bold maybe for some people, but Julian Alvarez is a stud. Winner mentality and a great player. And I want to have a Colombian player in my lineup, best lineup of Copa America, Luis Diaz. Colombia's unbeaten 23 games for a reason, because Luis Diaz leads this team and leads with extreme quality. So, yes, I think this team is quite a good team to go against the Euros.
All right. Well, and without having to fit the Colombian, because I fit my Colombian in this 11 at right back, I will go with probably what you were also thinking day one, which would be Vinicius Jr. at left wing. I'm going to go with Darwin up top. I think he's going to eat. I think he's hopefully he doesn't eat too much against the United States, but I think well, we'll see. We'll see. Joe Scally somehow kept Vinicius Jr. somewhat minorly quiet. We'll see if we can replicate any of that success against Uruguay. So, Vinicius, Darwin, and I'm going to stick Rodrigo in there for Brazil, because, to be honest, if Brazil has any chance of winning this thing, it's going to be all those guys firing on all cylinders heading into this. And if anyone saw our predictions previously, I am not that high on Brazil winning this thing. I know you'd like to see it, but I am not that high on Brazil winning this.
Got you on that statement. Tell us if you agree or not with our picks. Best Copa America lineup, in my point of view, to go against the Euros. Video on YouTube. Emi Martinez, Afonso Davies, Militão with the next to him, I gotta say, Cuti Romero. So best lineup of Copa America, I put Emi Martinez, Alfonso Davies, Eder Militão, Cuti Romero, Ronaldo Araújo. Then in midfield, Valverde, Caicedo, and Messi. And the attack with Vini Jr., Julian Alvarez, and Luis Diaz. Tell us on YouTube, the YouTube video, your best lineup of Copa America, okay? Now, Euros. Bretzen, how's your defense in the Euros? So you want me to start with this one?
You can start this time. I started last time, so fire away.
So best defense of the Euros to go against Copa America, I have Diogo Costa. At the back, I've got Theo Hernandez left back. Absolutely crucial for the creativity and the offensive power of France. And defensively, very good. Defensive center-back duo, I have Rudiger and Van Dijk. Pains me not to put Ruben Dias, but Rudiger, what a season. And right back, Walker. I think Walker is so versatile, so underrated, because more people should respect a player that is a winner with Man City and an awesome right back for England to have. So that would be my defense. And a lot of debates.
No French center backs, huh?
No
French center.
Who's the best one? Who's the best French center back in the world?
That is the question, isn't it? Especially considering they're using all of them, which is kind of nice to see, except for Ibrahima Konate. But right now, I guess Upamecano would be my pick. But you're right. I don't have any center backs in here as well from them, because it was very hard to pick between them. But my defense, I've got Mike Maignan in goal. He actually was pretty crucial against the Netherlands. I've got Theo, as you mentioned, although Marc Cucurella has made a very nice showing so far early in the tournament. I've got Van Dijk, and I've got John Stones for England as my other center back. Yeah, even over Ruben Diaz, even over some of the other ones that we've already mentioned. And my right back is Kyle Walker, but it is nice to see Jeremy Frimpong growing into his role for the Dutch. But yeah, this back four is pretty solid if you're going to put it up against the Copa one.
Solid, mate. And yes, you put John Stones. I was not expecting that. You got two Englishmen in the best lineup, best defense of the Euros. I disagree with you. Come on, Ruben Dias, Van Dijk.
It's going to be key.
Rudiger.
Going to be key.
But Stones, interesting enough, and I agree with you with Walker. But best midfield of the Euros, in my midfield I have Rodri. This man loves to win. and what the best CDM in the world. It's hard. It's a debate with Declan Rice, and good to see Declan Rice against Serbia play the way he did as a 6. Then I have. I'm going to snub De Bruyne because I'm going to put Wirtz and Jude Bellingham. Simple as that, people, okay? I think De Bruyne, the best cam in the world when he's in form, but Wirtz for what he's done this season. Jude Bellingham for the importance he has for Real Madrid, and I hope to see for England in this competition. I'm going to pick those 2 players ahead of him. What's your midfield?
There you go.
Do you agree?
I have no deviation. No deviation, sir. I feel less bad about snubbing Kevin De Bruyne. We've had 2 major upsets. No, 1 really large upset. In fact, based on the difference in seedings, right? It is effectively the largest Euro upset in history. So I don't think I can put De Bruyne on there just yet. With this. So a little bit of recency effect there. So yes, I go Rodri, I go Toni Kroos, and then I've got Jude Bellingham in my midfield. So I think we're 3 for 3, right?
No,
That's what you just picked.
Wirtz. I put Wirtz, but Kroos, I understand. I understand what you said. Kroos being his last matches in the Euros, so I don't mind to put Kroos in this scheme. Okay, I'll agree with you.
I misheard you.
But I'm gonna say that Wirtz in future Euros he's gonna have that position. So I'm happy to agree with you and put Kroos. So let us know if you agree with our midfield choices and our choices until now, and like this video for content like this. I'm loving to do this personally. And the attack, the best attack of the Euros, and I think to go against this Copa America team, it's very suiting. Best attack in the Euros, I have left winger Kylian Mbappe, Master Mbappe. Big expectations. Striker. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be, in my point of view, a top 3 best goal scorers of Euro 2024. It could be both for some people, but I'm going to put the European Golden Boot in this, Harry Kane, because of recency, and I think the majority of people will understand what I'm saying. But I'd put Cristiano Ronaldo personally, but Harry Kane is the majority of the choice. No Lukaku. Lukaku cannot be that. And right winger. Lamine Yamal is only 16. Lamine Yamal, what we're seeing is historic in the Euros, but Musiala too. I think I want to give him a shout out. I'd put Musiala in this team, another German player. So Jamal Musiala, he's my right winger in this team.
Yeah, this was a little bit tough, you know, and hopefully people can sense there is sarcasm coming here, but we are both going to snub Xherdan Shaqiri. How could we? He is the only man to score in the last 3 editions of the Euros and the last 3 editions of the World Cup. Only man to do it. And I'm pretty certain that every one of those goals were certified bangers, right? So just had to throw that one out there, but I have no problems with your forwards. I mean, Kylian Mbappe, I think the mask is going to affect him. I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but I think the mask is going to affect him. But I still have Kylian Mbappe up there until some defense can stop him in the knockout rounds. And I've got Harry Kane up top because just because England does not impress us, it doesn't mean Harry Kane cannot do damage. And Lamine Yamal, I think, has already been one of the revelations of the tournament. I'm in complete agreement with his addition there. And Nico Williams, if I could put him on the left side too, in terms of just watching Spain play right now, they're must-watch TV for sure. But yeah, there you go.
So Euros versus Copa America, Euro 2024 with Mike Maignan, Theo Hernandez, Tony Rudiger, Virgil van Dijk, and right back Walker in my point of view. Then the midfield, we have Rodri, Toni Kroos, and Jude Bellingham. Then Mbappe, Kane or Cristiano Ronaldo. Bora lá, Ronaldo. And right winger, Jamal Musiala or Lamine Yamal. Unreal, these choices. Copa America now with Emi Martinez, Alfonso Davies, Eder Militão, Romero, Ronaldo Araújo right back. We had to adapt. Caicedo with Valverde, Messi at cam, Vini Jr. left winger. Come on, grab that Ballon d'Or, Vini. Striker, Lautaro. Darwin, your choice. Julian Alvarez, my choice. Let us know on YouTube yours. And Luis Diaz, the Colombian masterclass, is my right winger. Rodrigo, snubbed.
Oh,
Rodrigo.
who wins here?
Who wins? Who is your choice to win? My choice is Euro 2024. We'll have a better lineup, the best players, than Copa America. Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Wirtz coming off the bench if it's needed, Pedri coming off the bench if it's needed, Ruben Dias, Nuno Mendes, Theo. So much quality. Come on.
I'm in agreement there. I agree that the depth, obviously, of the Euros, massive, absolutely massive. In fact, there are more federations, but I'm not sure. More population? Yeah, less population at the Euros, I think. But ultimately, I am in agreement that the 11 is better up front, face value, and also the Euros have better depth. But that's not to say that this team, come on, this Copa America team is pretty phenomenal. I think defense is a little bit of a weakness. Alphonso Davies and Daniel Munoz. I mean, we're not talking about two of the best stay-at-home defenders. So it's going to be uber attacking, which is going to leave a lot of room for the Euros.
True.
But the midfield's pretty good. Guimarães, Valverde, and Leo Messi. I mean, that's pretty good against Cruz, Rodri, and Jude Bellingham.
It's true.
But I think they might fall maybe a little bit short. Again, maybe too attacking.
And one team has
and
Messi.
then this up front, Vinicius,
and
Darwin,
one team has Messi
Rodrigo.
and the one doesn't. That's the truth.
This is
Messi
true.
is a game-changing player in 2024. He has 18 games, 16 goals,
Ain't it true?
13 assists. I believe he's going to be the best player in Copa America. Mas bora lá, Vinicius Junior. Make that not happen, please, okay? Me as a Portuguese man want to see that and Cristiano Ronaldo winning the Euros. So let us know. Your choice. Best Euros, best Copa America. Let us know if you agree with our lineups and if you agree with our choices and justifications, okay? Like this video for more content just like this. Now, Euro 2024 match day 3 predictions. You guys deserve to know in which mindset you should go for each game. And I think we're going to get these right, Bretson. I think we're going to get this right. Poland is not going through to Euro 2024. It's its first team to be out. Austria, very, 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 very interesting team. Let us know your predictions before we say ours. And how are you thinking here with Switzerland versus Germany, Bretson?
It almost feels like they're going to kind of lazy way their way to a draw. No, I think Switzerland-Germany is going to be really interesting. Scotland is going to have to put the absolute beatdown on Hungary if they want any chance of moving through, as they're the only ones with another point in this group.
True.
But very clearly, it's Germany, Switzerland going through. I think the Swiss actually do have a quality to get points from Germany. Hell, this is almost the same team that knocked out France in the knockout rounds several years ago. So I think Germany will still top the group. Switzerland will be second. Maybe Scotland. I think there are better third place teams. So neither Scotland or Hungary get through out of Group A.
Ooh, that's interesting. 1 point or 2 points, or if Scotland win, they get 4, and they most possibly will go through in the third position, most possibly. I agree. I think Germany is going to beat Switzerland. And Scotland-Hungary is a tough matchup. I think Hungary can get their first win, honestly, against the Scottish team. Because Kerkez, Dominic Szoboszlai, a lot of talent. I'll go Hungary. Let's go Hungary, okay? And Scotland, I'm sorry, guys. But it's good that you're here. That's how I think, honestly.
It is. You had the qualifiers. You had the qualifiers.
Exactly. So let us know if you agree or disagree with our thoughts here in this Group A. Group B now, Albania, Spain, Croatia, Italy. Very interesting games. Croatia needs to do something, right?
That's an understatement. Yeah. I think Zlatko Dalic's job depends on it in this. And yeah, Croatia, I don't know. This obviously feels like a different Croatian team than the ones that have impressed us for many years now. And I know it feels like it might be coming to an end. But this is exactly the type of a situation that they need to be forced into. I, for one, though, believe it's going to be a Italy-Croatia draw. but it'll be fun to watch. And I think Spain is well suited to beat up on Albania. And even if it is the fringe guys getting some of the starts here, I still think Spain goes 3-0-0. Italy it goes through in second, and Croatia is going to be left hoping that they can sneak through with just 2 points in third place.
Interesting thoughts, and I agree. I agree with you, Breton. I think Spain is going to beat Albania. I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup. But Lamine Yamal, Rodri, Pedri, they look unstoppable the way they play. Nico Williams, keep going bold. Croatia, Italy, one of the best matchups of the Matchday 3. I'll go with Italy winning this game. Unfortunately, I backed Croatia.
Wow.
No. I back what I have to back them. Croatia. Come on, Croatia. It's the last dance of Luka Modric, Joško Gvardiol, Brozovic. You got the team to beat Italy. That offensively, creativity, Italy are looking not good. Honestly thinking, Mario Balotelli is the last striker I was really fearing in an Italian national team. Okay, Immobile for Lazio. Whew. For Italy, not so much. Okay, so I wanted to state just this. They need Camarda to go bold, okay? So, Croatia.
You can't resurrect Luca Toni? Get him back out there? That's another guy. Oh, my gosh.
I think is the player that gives me the most ambition potential that they can have the output of having a hat-trick maybe in the World Cup or in the Euros type player. It's his potential, okay? Francesco Camarda, please look him up. So, my choice is Spain to go through in first and beat Albania. Second, I'll go with Croatia. Come on, Croatia. No,
there you go.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Well, Croatia beating
you have Croatia
Italy.
winning, yeah.
And I've got Italy going through in third. But yes, third place position.
With 3 points. Exactly. That'll be interesting. Leaving with
Spain,
2 losses.
Croatia in second, Italy. Come on, Croatia. Beat Italy.
I'd be so surprised if Croatia just like whimpers out and doesn't do anything, but it feels different. And you're right. I want to be wrong too, Alex. So I'm glad you're not jumping off that train right now. They've got enough quality. They just got to put it together. But yeah, Dominic Livakovic has not been covering himself in glory. I mean, there's been some interesting things, but they can right this ship, and they need a stout opponent to do it against. And Italy is the one. Hey,
let's see.
Put up or shut up,
exactly.
Croatia.
Group C now. Group C, I think, is the simplest of our predictions. First sight, first glance. Denmark, Serbia, England, Slovenia. I go with Denmark beating Serbia. Martin Huilmand, we warned you guys. We warned the world before it happened for that goal, for that moment. What a stud of a player. So Denmark, I believe, is going to go through and beat Serbia. And because Denmark will beat Serbia, England, mandatory win. Impress.
Yeah.
Shut up the critics. Go bold. Go do your thing. Foden, Kane. Go bold with Jude Bellingham next to you and play Cole Palmer maybe, okay? Like, England must win, and England is my choice. So, yes. Yeah. Denmark and England.
Yep, and I think Slovenia, because I'm going to probably agree with you here, I think Slovenia still will get through as a third-place team, and to be honest, I think they deserve to. I got to give some credit to Hjaka Bijal, their center back, and Eric Janza, who I think he's got a couple goals at this tournament. I think he's tied for the lead in the Golden Boot race, unless I'm thinking of somebody else right now. But Slovenia has been slowly, 2 draws, has been a kind of a breakout performer in this. But yes, Denmark, I think will finally put to rest and make me feel a little bit better about my Serbian pick to underperform. I am off that train. I've stopped looking at their individual names on the roster, and I have come to the realization that Serbia just has not been able to put it together as a team in a very long time. So, on the international stage, large-scale international stage. So, Serbia finishing bottom of the group is ridiculous, based on how much talent they have.
True.
And I need to hear from Serbian fans on this. Anyway, England-Slovenia is tricky. This brings me back to the old World Cup. I'm trying to remember what year that was, USA, England, Slovenia. and Algeria. Was that what it was? Anyway, Slovenia, I think, have the ability to get a draw in this one, but I think England comes out of their shell, and I think they win this one as well. And I think Denmark, you're right, either beats or draws Serbia and moves through in second place. But I like Denmark in the knockout rounds, so be careful, whoever draws them.
Be careful, I think it's going to be a tough matchup, whoever gets them. I agree with what you said, Bretson. Like this video if you're agreeing with us, and comment down below if you disagree with us. It's one of the two, because you must be enjoying the content, and I'm loving to do these predictions. And now, Group D. We got France against Poland and Netherlands against Austria. The surprise could be in this group. Is it yours, Breton? Is the surprise of the Euros in this group?
It's not. It's not. I mean, it's France and it's Poland. Poland has nothing to lose, but they're already eliminated. I think France is going to give them something to think about, send them home. But with that said, guys, France has scored a whopping 1 goal at this tournament.
And it wasn't for a French player.
Exactly, but they've also conceded 0. So I still think France will figure out a way to get through, even if it is a draw. Not get through, but get a result out of Poland. That's not the barn burner here is the Netherlands-Austria game. And I am going to pick something that people might not like. I think Austria will beat the Netherlands, although I think both of the teams will get through. And I think both of them are candidates to go and beat one of the heavy favorites in the round of 16. But I think Austria has what it takes to beat this Dutch team.
Bold.
So we'll see.
So you do have a bold prediction in Group D. Austria.
I guess I do, yeah.
Marko Arnautovic with his 114th international appearance for this team, the most caps in the history of Austria. What a player, and Ralf Rangnick knows the team extremely well. Sporting director of Leipzig, Red Bull Salzburg, the right manager for the right team that plays a very unselfish football. Tactically strong, focus. Austria, it's a scary team for whoever gets them. I agree. 3 teams will go through in this group. I think France will beat Poland. Poland, very disappointing once again with Lewandowski. And I'll go with a draw with Austria and Netherlands. I'm going to be a bit more conservative in my choice. But I do think that you went bold the right way, because Ralf Rangnick is in tune with his team. And when that happens, that's very good.
You saw Christoph Baumgartner run to him after that goal,
100%,
right?
100%.
Run to Ralf Rangnick, and it gives you these vibes that the vibes are strong with this team. I mean, they feel and they're good enough as a sum of all parts. So we'll see where they can take this. But yeah, on to Group E.
Group E, so it's very, very hard, I think, to get a prediction, a solid prediction on this one, because Belgium has been disappointing. Romania, Ukraine going bold. Ukraine remontada, and Ukraine made the right decision by putting Trubin. Trubin showed to the world that he's better than Lunin for this national team. More important, he made the difference. And for Benfica, I hope he's going to have a big season, because I want to see the best talents in our league, okay? And it's good seeing a player from Liga Portugal playing in the Euros. So Trubin, I wanted to give this special mention. Ukraine-Belgium. Even though Ukraine-Belgium must win this game. Romelu Lukaku must show up big time, that he's been disappointing in this tournament when he has 14 goals in 8 qualifying games, and he does this in the big stage. That cannot be the case, okay? Tedesco once more, Belgium one more. They, I think, are going to win this game, though, okay? I'm going to go with Belgium. And Romania, Slovakia, I'm going to go with Romania. Romania look like the team that are unified and dark horses completely. They are showing to the world that they are the true underdogs. And I'm going to go bold and say they're going to beat Slovakia, okay? Romania.
Wow.
And I think Belgium must show up. Lukaku, come on. De Bruyne, come on. Doku, Bakayoko, something must happen. So those are my choices. But Dovbyk, too. Very disappointing game for Ukraine.
I mean, this Romania team is giving me vibes. I'm going to date myself here, Alex, and I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I went to the Romania, I believe it was Romania, Sweden, or Romania, Bulgaria, and I was really young. back in 1994. I got to watch Georgie Hadji firsthand, and I remember buying a jersey with Hadji on the back because of that game. And this Romania team, while they don't have, ridiculous individual skill, legendary skill like Hadji and what he has obviously done for Romanian football since then, right? Starting the academy, and Vitorel Costanța, I think is the name of the team too. But please give us a history lesson. I love that Romania is kind of making Group E turn upside down. Right. So I'm on the train. I think you're right. I think they're going to beat Slovakia. I think they're going to get through. I think they'll have 2 wins is more than enough. 1 win and 1 tie, and you're through. So Romania is going to be a round of 16 team. It's just whether or not Ukraine can get a result against Belgium. And I'm not so sure. I still have faith in the rear guard of Belgium. I still have faith in De Bruyne. I still think Lukaku, even if he has 8 big chances missed, he'll put 2 away because Ukraine looks leaky, unfortunately, right now. And maybe Trubin stands on his head, but I'm going to say Belgium gets a win in this round 3 game, and they go through. So, yeah, Romania top, Belgium second.
Who would say that before the competition started? Really good to see Romania do just this. And now, the group that hits home, the last one. If you're listening until now, like this video. More than 100 likes. Much appreciated, because I think we're going to get all of them right. We're going to go bold and get all of them right. Got to back ourselves and back what we're doing. Group F predictions now. Georgia, Portugal. I think Portugal wins this match. Even though, gonna say, we're filming before the Portugal game. I believe Portugal is gonna win this match against Georgia. Hopefully 3 wins, 3 games. But yes, we're gonna go through at least with 2 wins. 2 wins for sure. Czech Republic, Turkey. I'm gonna say Turkey. Turkey, from what I've seen in the first game, out of the Guler, Kadioglu, Akan Sanyoglu, Orkun Kokshu. They all land in you, and you got to be scared of them, okay? Or what a team that they've showed. And Turkey, Czech Republic, too, has been a really good team to watch. But, no, not good team to watch. Defensively, there's strong belief, and they're focused towards what they got to do. A bit like Georgia, too. But I'm going to pick Turkey.
Yeah. I mean, Georgia is the odd man out in this particular group in terms of qualification. I think they were the Nations League, right? They finished like 5th in their qualifications group, but then they somehow made it through with that Nations League way to get in. But they're currently leading against Czech Republic thanks to a penalty kick. We'll see what happens beyond that. But yeah, I mean, if it's Georgia up against Portugal in round 3, it depends. Portugal gets that win in round 2 versus Turkey. They might rest some players, but still, the biggest difference between Portugal's winning side, right, back in the day, and this side is that you're so stocked for talent that even your next 11, as has been mentioned, could potentially win this dang tournament, right? So I think Portugal has it in for Georgia in round 3, and I think you're right. I think Turkey is the one that overcomes those underperformance shouts that we have for Serbia and Turkey every time around. I think Turkey gets through, and I think they get through with 2 wins. So Portugal, Turkey, and I think only 2 get out of Group F.
Very good stuff. Only 2 getting out of Group F. Ooh. But yes, people, let us know down below. What are your match day predictions? What are your thoughts in the Euro against Copa America? Go listen to the full video on YouTube, people, of this podcast, okay, in which we're talking about all these games. Let us know down below your choices. And if you're listening until now in the FC Wonder Kid podcast, thank you so much for going bold with us. Another episode. Let us know topics that you want to see us talk about with Bretson in Portugal. Real
1
soon,
week,
people.
baby.
1 week. Let us know what you want us to talk about next season already. Transfers that we hope to see. Bayern Munich, we're going to talk about a lot of things. Company with Bayern Munich, with Olise Musiala, Matisse Tel. Oh boy, it's going to be amazing. And thank you for supporting us and listening until now, people. Thank you for going bold.